have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hate hating on.
Whoa. No pipe on me, nigga. You tripping, man, we in Chicago. I don't got no pipe. What the fuck I'ma do? I ain't finna sit no backseat. I'm about to get busy. Y'all got the pipes, so I don't. If a nigga run up on me and we in a rack, I don't got nothing for you.
I can say one. You want me to say
Go home and get the gun.
Damn!
Go home. Run.
Come on!
Run.
Yes, sis. I'm on that natural this week, too. I feel you. Girl, I feel you. Yes. Sick of it. Sick of it. Ooh, wait a minute. Yeah. Get rid of them lashes, because we don't be feeling like lashes all the time. I understand, sis. Take that wig off and you won't have no... Wait a minute. You turning in. Hold on. You turning. You giving me whole dude. Wait. Oh. Wait a minute. All that makeup, you a whole different person. Oh. You just a... Whoa. Yeah. Ooh. Hi, sir.
Hi, sir. Okay, this is all nefarious. Now, did y'all see that pastor over there in Africa, all in white, going up into the ceiling, ascending as if to be going to heaven? I mean, you could clearly see the rope hoisting him up. What's really going on here? Is this serious? Is this serious, beloveds? I find it also interesting that I'm starting to wonder about some of these Africans, because now they had to know that was just BS, right? Now, it was a few years ago, as I recall, there was a white man who went over there looking like the fictitious image of Jesus, aka Caesar Borgia, Caesar Borgia, I believe. But nonetheless, went over there and was getting all sorts of money and had them all fooled into thinking that he was the real Jesus. Now, finally, they had to kick him out of the country. Not off the continent, but out of the country, because I think he was in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. But they had to kick him up out of there. This is all crazy. I just want y'all to pay attention. With that all being said, Neon Black said, I remember that. Okay, I wish I could forget, beloved. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, and if you haven't been receiving your notifications, please, by all means, double check to make sure you're still subscribed, okay? Y'all know how they do. Y'all know how they do. Queen Sam, Jason Hightower, Claudette, AJ Matthews, Exquisite Film. All right, Desmond, Juju B said the queen is queening. Okay, D Loves in the house. Roddy said, come on, Africa, the biggest L on Caesar Borgia. All right, Darnell, Nessie X. All right, Miss Cookie is in the house. G from the land. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it, beloveds. All right, the Princess Paraphernalia, DJ Big Six, all hell nah, Claudette. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Y'all know I love me some you. All right, that crazy beach Eric said Dr. Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur is in the queendom. Okay, so let's get into it. Brand Slayer TV, Claudette, Mommy is here. All right, Khalid. So let's talk about it. Now, this story, we have some very sad stories on this occasion, okay? Let's talk about this little boy who drowned. A 6-year-old child drowned, okay, at summer camp. Mother's horror as her 6-year-old son drowns on first day of a $6,000 camp. Says they messed up. Let's get into it. This is all sad. Michael Stewart from Lumberton, New Jersey, died around 2 p.m. on Monday after staff at the Liberty Lake Day Camp found him unresponsive in the pool. He had been taking part in a swim lesson for first and second graders on the first day of camp, which cost about $61 $1,200 per child for the summer as part of an inclusion program of children with additional or special needs. His mother, Jolie Stewart, told the media that Liberty Lakes messed up big time, and now I don't have a son anymore. That's heartbreaking. Now, the camp said that they had plenty of staff and lifeguards working at the time, and it was not clear how he was able to drown or how long he was underwater. I'm sorry, what? This is all extreme negligence. How does this happen when there's a myriad of adults and lifeguards there, and he's taking a swim lesson? So if he's taking a swim lesson, there should have been an instructor with him. How many kids are they trying to teach at once? This is all crazy. This is the little boy right here. May he rest in peace. Condolences to his family. This is all so sad. That's him right there. Bless his little heart. First day of summer camp. Can you imagine getting that call? So let's go to this brief news report. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Everyone, please get the likes up. Thank you, beloveds. Doesn't cost you a thing.
Pool at Liberty Lake Day Camp in Mansfield on the first day of camp. The camp says a lifeguard saw Stewart unresponsive.
They pulled him out, gave him CPR, called 911, but he died at the hospital. Our Steve Keeley just spoke with Michael's mom.
Liberty Lakes messed up big time, and now I don't have a son anymore. Like, that's heartbreaking.
The Burlington County Prosecutor's Office and Mansfield Township Police are now investigating Michael's death. Officials at Liberty Lake Day Camp say they are devastated and heartbroken. They say they have 25 lifeguards certified in first aid and the use of AEDs and 3 registered nurses on staff.
This Saturday at noon, the Lumberton County community will come together to support the Stewart family in their time of immense grief. There will be a lemonade stand fundraiser at the old firehouse on Main Street to help them. Anyone with questions is asked to reach out to Lumberton Police Chief Tony Nip. Officials say he drowned in a shallow pool at Liberty Lake Day Camp in Mansfield.
Okay, so that's very sad. Let's go to another report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And there's another story. There's another story that I saw on Instagram, I believe. I don't know where I put that story, but I do believe it was about another black child that supposedly drowned. And they said there was no foul play or something, but somebody's Ring door cam caught his friends doing something shady, and his friends didn't look like him. I have to find that story, okay? Because this is all nefarious. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this other report.
Now we're turned now to some questions about summer camp safety. School is out, as you know, thousands of kids across the Delaware Valley right now attending camp.
And many parents are concerned about the safety of their children, especially around the water, and especially following that tragic death of a 6-year-old boy at a Burlington County camp this week.
Yeah, Action News reporter Chad Perdelli live in Mansfield Township today, where that incident happened, with more on really what happened today and the message to parents and camp organizers, Chad.
Yeah, Brian, activities in the shallow pool were shut down for the day out of respect for that little boy who drowned. The investigation into the incident continues as we take a closer look at youth camp safety standards. The tragic drowning of 6-year-old Michael Stewart has the investigative team examining New Jersey youth camp safety standards under the Department of Health. A spokesperson declined comment and referred us to its website, which states a lifeguard supervisor and lifeguard shall attend and supervise non-instructional swimming when there are 30 or fewer campers in the water. An additional lifeguard is needed for each additional 30 swimmers. It's unclear how many swimmers were in the water at the time of Stewart's death, but the camp owner, Andy Pritikin, told parents during a Zoom meeting last night the camp met state standards.
We exceed the lifeguard ratios and standards of the New Jersey Board of Health, of the American Camp Association. We've always tried to exceed everything. We try to make Liberty Lake as safe as possible in every aspect.
There is no excuse for any child in this case to ever drown.
Doug Forbes' daughter Roxy drowned at a youth camp in California in 2019. He's since established the Meow Meow Foundation, whose mission is to make camps and aquatics safer.
Unfortunately, rules, regulations, protocols, standards, and practices are lean at best.
Forbes calls New Jersey youth camp safety standards some of the strongest in the country, but he says there's no excuse for any drowning. The camp owner says all lifeguards on duty at the time of the tragedy were experienced. Stewart, who had special needs, even had an advocate assigned to him for supervision, according to Pritikin. So the question unanswered, how did the little boy drown?
These learning swimmers, these 6-year-olds, and especially children with special needs, number one, they need to be within arm's reach of an adult at all times.
Ann Stewart's family had no comment today. A spokesperson for Liberty Lake did not respond to our request. You may see a lot of traffic here and hear some of the sirens. That's because there was a small fire at a business adjacent to the camp. I'm live in Mansfield. Chad Perdelli, Channel 6 Action News.
Very sad indeed. And condolences to the father who lost his daughter years ago to the same type of occurrence. You know, at the end of the day, they can sit there and talk about they meet the standards, they're above the standard and all of this. The bottom line is it doesn't matter how many lifeguards you had, none of them were doing their job, apparently. Or at least some of them weren't doing their job. How did no one notice that child drowning? How did no one, there was no splashing going on. Nobody noticed anybody trying to struggle, notice him trying to struggle to get air. My thing is, how many kids did they have in there trying to teach them to swim at the same time? And how many instructors were doing so? This is all crazy. Honey, I would be suing. They wouldn't have a business anymore by the time I got done suing them. That's what they wouldn't have. This is absolutely extreme negligence. And let me tell you something, parents. Don't trust anyone to teach your children how to swim unless you're going to be right there watching the whole time. Unless you're going to be right there watching the whole time. That's what you have to do. You can't just let anybody take your child to a pool, okay, all willy-nilly, because some people are not careful. Some people are not going to be paying attention. Some people are easily distracted. They may be on cell phones, could be doing anything. Very sad and unfortunate turn of events. Condolences to the family once again. With that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's talk about this man who went on a whole killing spree and killed 3 women, including his own mother. Like, what has gotten into people? And he looks like a normal guy if you were to see him on his social media. Man guns down 3 women, including his mom, in separate shootings. So I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Hold on, I have to cue it after this audio or these commercials. I'm going to go to the press conference. Okay, this is a very tragic story at the end of the day. Very tragic story indeed. Okay, and they don't know why this man just did this. What made him, what set him off? Now, there was some speculation on Instagram, but that's all it was, speculation. At the end of the day, we don't know what really was the cause of it.
So we believe initially that this all started sometime before 9 o'clock when Mr. Bryce traveled to the Palmetto Trace apartments in Palmetto, in the city of Palmetto. Inside one of those apartments was his sister and a mother of one of the many children that Mr. Bryce has. When he walked into the apartment, he looked at the ex-girlfriend and said, "I have to kill you." Somehow the sister was able to talk him down and talk him out of him shooting this ex-girlfriend. She later told investigators that he was acting very strange, not really sure what was going on with him. At 9:17 p.m., we know that he traveled to the Motel 6 in East Bradenton. Inside one of those rooms was his mother, his mother's boyfriend, and two young juvenile sisters. He walked into that hotel room, looked at the mother and said, "I'm sorry." She asked, "What did you do?" And he shoots her 3 times in front of the boyfriend and these 2 innocent young juveniles. He then travels into Palmetto to the 900 block of 26th Street East. One of his cousins was at a cookout at this residence. She's starting to get into her vehicle to leave. He then shoots her at that location. She later dies about an hour after this shooting at a local hospital. We then have him traveling into the city of Bradenton over the Green Bridge. And at roughly 10:04 p.m., he travels to a location in the city of Bradenton, the 4800 block of 51st Street East. This is a residence where another ex-girlfriend lives and her now new partner. He does not shoot or kill the girlfriend, but he shoots and kills the new partner. So at this point, we now have 3 homicide scenes and also an ag assault scene at Palmetto Trace. Investigators are constantly getting information. We know right away that the suspect is Javante Bryce. The family has been very cooperative. They tell us exactly what's going on. We find out that he possibly has another ex-girlfriend in the state of Georgia and that he is now traveling to that state to kill her. We put out a statewide BOLO. Luckily, sheriff deputies with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office spots the vehicle that Mr. Bryce is driving. They stop him. He immediately gets out of the car and starts firing upon them. They return fire, shooting and killing him there in Hamilton County. And that's where everything ends.
Like I said, that's absolutely tragic, and no one knows what drove him to do this. Now, there was some speculating on Instagram. I don't know where they got this from. This is all alleged. Like I said, just rumors as far as I'm concerned. But some people were saying something about that he was upset because he had been exposed or outed by his mother and some other women or something like that. I don't have anything to substantiate that. So as far as I'm concerned, it's just rumors. But nobody knows why he did it. And that's real crazy. Now, let me just show you some footage of him because he looked like a normal, regular person. I wonder if he was under spiritual attack by malevolent forces. You know, I just have questions. Now, I did mute the audio and just add some music or whatever to some of the clips because there was music playing in the background.
Tombstones, how that you shot from paper scene. Roots of love, how that you become rotten. Not from unsanitary water, but from those who were.
Hold on, let me start this again. I want you all to pay attention because his Instagram is called Poetry by Bryce. So he does a lot of poetry, and I want you all to listen to what he is saying in this poem that he's reading aloud. Because one thing that I know is being a poet myself and someone who writes lyrics and things like that, You know, people that, I'm a poet first, but people who are poets tend to write what's in their heart, what's in their mind. You see, that's how poets Nikki Giovanni, who's one of my favorites, when she was teaching at Virginia Tech, and this was around 2006 when they had the Virginia Tech shooting that resulted in the death of about 33 people, I believe. The young man who committed that heinous crime, she had warned the university about him that he was going to do something heinous one day. And it was because of the poems that he was writing in her class. They were very dark and grisly. So she's a real poet. So that's how she knew that he's saying what's in his heart and what's in his mind. And that's what you can assess when you are someone who is very serious about poetry. Okay. So this man, listen to the words that he's saying in this poem. Right. Very chilling and disturbing as far as I'm concerned. Almost like a precursor, like a calm before the storm, so to speak.
Tombstones started to shatter from paper singing. Roots of love started to become rotten, not from unsanitary water, but from those who water the roots of poison. Secrets are arising from the deepest of the oceans. Clouds becoming darker than the bottom of the ocean. Prayers turning into diabetes with no change. Sins are becoming more thirsty than the dry desert, even with the drops of the rain. Memories becoming forgettable. Hearts becoming broken by believing fairy tales told by devilish people, and God-fearing people giving up on faith due to joys that take over their sanctuaries with no remorse. The month of January brings floods. The month of February brings suffocation. The month of March brings sorrow. The month of April brings depression with no remedy. The month of May brings heartache and pain. The month of June and July and August brings storms of evil. The month of September and October brings fallen burdens. The month of November brings fire while during a snowstorm. The month of December brings the preparation of a new and better life. Because in every month I've prayed, so no more rainy, sorrow, loss, unfamiliar days to come. I thank you, Lord, for my exodus and a new chapter.
Very disturbing. Okay. Very disturbing. I want you all to pay attention to something because I know you couldn't really hear the poem very well because of the music I added, but he was talking about the different months. I wrote it down. Hold on. He talked about, people doing devilish things and Christians not having faith. And then he talked about how in the month of April, there would be sorrow. And then there would be depression in the next month. And then he said in June, he said there would be sorrow in April, depression in June or in May. And then heartbreak and evil. Okay. He talked about heartbreak and evil. Evil specifically, he said in June. Okay. And then he talked about, you know, there will be no more of this sorrow and pain or whatever to come. Like there will be no more to come. Like it was going to come to an end. And then he said, thank you, God, for my exodus. Okay, we know what exodus is if you read the Bible or if you've read the Bible. Exodus is when you make your escape, when you leave, when you exit. So that all sounded nefarious. And he was basically saying what was in his mind and in his heart and what he ended up doing. Now, I don't know what led him to do something so heinous, but it's very crazy when you just look at, he looked like a regular guy. He's on there with his daughter in the car. His daughter singing a song and all of that. He's doing his poetry. Very disturbing. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I don't know what happens to people. Miss AP said the energy as he spoke. Right. Just Anticipate says sounds like what he did was premeditated and it was all in the poetry. Yes, absolutely. Let me tell you something. You know, some people don't pay attention to things that people say. I always have. Okay. Sometimes people say crazy things. They may sound crazy and they may be crazy, the things that they say. But these things are what they absolutely mean. And some people will dismiss and say, oh, they were just joking, or you can't take them serious. But let me tell you something. When people start making threats of death or talking about doing something to themselves, harmful to themselves or whatever, I always pay attention. I remember one time when I was in college, my first year in college, and I was staying with my father in Florida for the summer. I remember that my father's wife, my stepmother, she had a nephew by the name of Terra. Now, I want you to pay attention. His name was Terra. Terra, Terra. And that's exactly what he turned out to be. So one day we're at Terra's house, me and his sister Simone and him and somebody else, one of his friends, and we're playing truth or dare. We're all like 18, 19 years old, right? And so we're playing truth or dare. And then someone asked Terra, would he walk down the street butt naked for like $100,000? No, I'm sorry. They asked somebody else that. But anyway, they asked Terra, would he kill somebody for $100,000? And he said, yeah. I mean, he said it so quickly. He was like, yeah. Like he was shocked that they even asked. And then when he said that, he then went on to say, for $100,000, he said, I would kill half of the people in Florida. That's what he said. And I could see that he was dead serious. So I said to him, I said, Terra, I said, if you would kill half of the people in Florida for $100,000, I said, how much would it take for you to kill one person? He said about 1,000 or 2,000. That's when I knew he was crazy. That's when I knew that Terra was exactly what his name was. And I also knew that he was likely a sociopath. So I told my father later on that day when I got back to my dad's house, I told my father, I said, Dad, you know, Terra, I said, he's going to kill somebody one of these days. And he was like, why do you say that? And so I told my father what he said. My father's like, oh, he was probably just joking. I said, Dad, he was not joking. He was very serious. I said, don't be surprised if he murders somebody one day, because he was very serious. And then a year later, when I'm in college, my father calls me and says, guess what? And I'm like, what? He said, Terra murdered his girlfriend at the park. I wasn't surprised. Said his girlfriend was at the park, all hugged up with some other dude. He pulled up and saw her, got out, walked up behind her, didn't even confront her, walked right up behind her and shot her in the head at point blank range. Okay? That's what he did. That's what he did. I was like 19 years old when my dad called and told me that. And now he's out. He got out about 10 years ago. Don't ask me how. But anyway, all crazy. But of course, DC said, what idiot names their child Terra? I mean, exactly. Some people don't realize that names carry energy. Okay? Names carry energy. I'm sorry, it's true. Please pay attention. With that all being said, let's talk about this nefarious couple who had these 2 Black children and made them into slaves. Let's get into it. I find it all nefarious. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. So here's what they say. A wealthy white couple allegedly kept their black adopted children as slaves and locked them in a barn. See, this is why I don't agree with people that don't look like us adopting black children. This is exactly why right here. I'm not saying that all of them are bad, because clearly they're not, but how do you know which ones are? Okay, and this is the kind of stuff, and I always have questions anyway. Why do you specifically want black children? A wealthy white West Virginia couple forced their adopted black children to work as slaves and slept in a barn. Now, Donald Ray Lance, age 63, and Jean K. Whitefeather, age 62, pleaded not guilty to more than a dozen new charges on Tuesday after two teens were found locked in a crumbling shed in ratty clothing. I'm going to show you some pictures of the shed in a second. This is all sad. Now, they say human rights violations specific to the fact that these children were targeted because of their race, and they were used basically as slaves from what the indictment alleges. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped over a part. I knew I had to skip something. Okay, it says Lance and Whitefeather were first arrested in October after a wellness check led to the discovery of the couple's 5 adopted children, ages 6, 9, 11, 14, and 16, living in deplorable conditions in their Simpsonville property. Now, the indictment, which Kanawha County Circuit Judge Mary Claire Akers said was one of the worst that she's ever seen, alleges that the adopted children were forced to work on the couple's farmland because of their race. It alleges human trafficking, human rights violations, the use of forced labor, according to Akers in the court. Human rights violations specific to the fact that these children were targeted because of their race, and they were used basically as slaves from what the indictment alleges. Now, the couple faces numerous charges, including human trafficking of a minor child, use of a minor child in forced labor, and child neglect, creating substantial risk of serious bodily injury or even death. Whitefeather and Lance were arrested after a child welfare call from a neighbor claimed 2 teenagers were being locked in a shed at the couple's Seasonville home, according to a court filing. Now, police, let me put them up on the screen. This is all so egregious. This is, oh my gosh, this is just really infuriating. There's the 2 devils right there. Pay attention. That's them. So goes on to say that police found a 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl locked in the shed inside of a small RV porta potty, but no lights or running water. Okay, please pay attention. One of the teens told the police they had been locked in the barn for 12 hours after they were last fed. Now, the 2 said the couple forced them to sleep on the concrete floor without a mattress. Okay, they both wore dirty clothes and had body odor, according to police. The girl wore shoes while the 14-year-old boy had open sores on his bare feet. A 9-year-old girl was found by police inside the main residence. 3 hours later, Lance arrived with an 11-year-old boy. Whitefeather soon followed with a 6-year-old girl who'd been with acquaintances. Now, this is all so tragic. Whitefeather told deputies that the 2 teens were locked in the outbuilding, but claimed they liked it and called it a clubhouse. Said they liked it and called it a clubhouse. The children described ongoing abuses at the West Virginia home and their parents' other residents as well in Washington state. Prosecutors also said they have evidence that the couple moved from Washington after they learned they were under investigation for abuse and neglect. So they went on the run with these kids, basically. Akers decided to raise their bond earlier after the prosecution alleged that their original cash bonds were obtained through trafficking profits after the couple was able to pay $400,000 in bond for their release from jail back in February. Now, Kanawha County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Christopher Krivoniak said the couple sold an 80-acre ranch in Tonasket, Washington for $725,000 on February the 2nd. Whitefeather's brother posted two $200,000 bonds to free the couple from the South Central Regional Jail 3 days later. Now, on March 28th, prosecutors said that the couple sold the Seasonville home where they were arrested for $295,000. Prosecutors argued that even if their bond money came from a legitimate source, its intended use was human trafficking and forced labor. Okay, Krivoniak argued that the money should be transferred from the custody of the state to a trust fund for the children. Absolutely, I agree. Lance and Whitefeather were taken back into custody after the bonds were raised to $500,000 each. This is all so sad. I want you all to pay attention. This is what's going on out here. So, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to show you all where they kept them at. Hold on. Let me pull this back up so I can show you all these pictures where they had these children locked up in. This is all crazy. See, this is what devils do. This is kind of stuff that devils do. And I'm sorry, but we absolutely should not ever be surprised. Okay? We just should not be surprised. At the end of the day, I'm going to go to the video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on, now I can't find the article I was just looking at. Did I delete it? Hold on, beloveds. Let me share my screen so you all can see this. A wealthy couple, and this is what they're doing. And you know, it's no telling how long they've been doing stuff like this. They could have done this before to other children. Okay, that's where they had them, out there in a barn. Here's the video of it right here.
Two people, 63-year-old Donald Lance and 61-year-old Jean Whitefeather, both behind bars on Tuesday, facing felony child neglect with risk of injury charges. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office is crediting neighbors in the area for prompting the investigation.
You know, we were very fortunate this time that when the people called, we were actually able to go out there and see what was actually happening with our own eyes.
The sheriff's office says deputies responded to the scene around 5:45 Monday evening. When they got to the scene, deputies found a boy and a girl, both in their teens, trapped inside a 20 by 14-foot shed. According to court documents, the girl said her and her brother were not allowed inside the residence and were trapped out in that shed for long periods of time every day.
They continued their efforts to try to make contact with someone that could gain them access to the barn or to the residence, and they were unsuccessful. So deputies eventually had to go ahead and force entry to the barn, where they did locate a juvenile male and a juvenile female.
The sheriff's office says that deputies also found another child located inside of the house in a loft that was about 15 feet off the ground. Deputies say Lance and Whitefeather didn't show up on scene until a few hours into the investigation, where they were then taken into custody. They say all the children found were completely unsupervised and without basic living necessities.
The living conditions especially were horrible because there's no plumbing. There was no, bathroom facilities inside there. They were, appeared that their hygiene was, just horrific. So it's all very concerning. The biggest thing was to try to get them out of that environment, and at least, the top priority was to get them in some decent care.
Sorry. Okay, talk about egregious. All right, this is infuriating. Infuriating. And then the husband sitting there trying to look all sad. Did y'all see that? Sitting there trying to look all downtrodden after he's a whole darn monster. This is all sad. End of the day. This is what happens. This is why I absolutely don't trust it. So anyway, with that all being said, they said, we believe that the family lived at those two residences while they were committing the crimes. They turned the residences from property into contraband. This is what the assistant prosecuting attorney, Christopher Krivoniak, said. And says that we said, Judge, we want you to hold on to the money until we have a chance to litigate the claims. If we're right, the money should go to the kids. This is all so sad and clearly deplorable. And this is what's going on right here in 2024, okay? Slavery still exists. And you know, at the end of the day, here's the thing. Slavery and human trafficking are exactly the same thing. That's what it is. When you kidnap people and then have them doing forced labor or just making them do all sorts of, you know, depraved things or whatever, that's the same thing they did for slavery and the same thing they did for human trafficking. Okay? It's the same exact thing. So is slavery really over? No, it isn't. It's never been over. They've been doing this for centuries. It never stopped. It never stopped. And speaking of trafficking, let's go to this video where the police have confirmed that these people were being trafficked. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, there was somebody who was following. Somebody sent me this video yesterday. Hold on. There was somebody that was following a car, like a budget rental truck. And so he followed them and called the police because he said there was people in there that were bound. Hold on, I'm trying to find an article. I do have the video. I'm going to share my screen and let you all see this. This is all so deplorable. Please pay attention. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go. All right.
And these people is down here in Atlanta being trafficked in the back of a budget truck. And they need some help, hands tied up and shit. I'm just gonna keep following them until I see authorities or something.
I knew it, man. I made the call for them. Move that car before it moves.
And these people is down here in Atlanta.
Yeah, so he saw those people in that truck, honey. This is all so crazy, including nefarious. Please pay attention. Hold on for a second. So let's talk about it, because here's what the reports are saying. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. So they say a curious driver, hold on, these nefarious pop-ups are getting on my nerves. Okay, so they say a courageous driver foiled a human trafficking operation after noticing a suspicious sight on a busy highway in Atlanta. Now, the driver, whose quick thinking and brave actions saved numerous lives, spotted what appeared to be a hand or body part dangling out of a budget rental truck. He then started recording it as he followed the truck. This is all crazy. And so anyway, they go on to say that he called 911 and they're calling him a hero, said that he saved these kids, and his name is Langston Proper. Langston Proper, okay? Also nefarious. Hold on, I'm going to go to the videos on Twitter. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Uh-oh, hold on.
And these people is down here in Atlanta being trafficked in the
back of a budget truck.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I managed to do that. Hold on. I don't know how I managed to click off of that. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. Sorry for the inconvenience, beloveds. Okay, here we go. Now let me go back on Twitter. So this is running rampant, like all over the United States. And specifically down here in Atlanta, okay? That's why I'm telling you right now, honey, I don't go anywhere without being strapped. Because don't even try it. This is all crazy. Hey, Ron, the truth beloved. Hey, Joy. Okay, here we go. Let me go back to the share. Sorry about that.
And these people is down here in Atlanta being trafficked in the back of a budget truck. And they need some help, hands tied up and shit. I'm just gonna keep following them until I see authorities or something. I made the call for them. I made the call for them. Move that car, Shakur. Move it. Oh, thank God, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, I'm so proud of myself. I was not stopping. I was not giving up. I'm not giving up on y'all.
Okay, can you imagine seeing something like that? This is all crazy. Queen Sam said, the Queen said, you better try Jesus before you try me. I know that's right, honey. Right, they don't want this smoke. Please. They do not want this smoke. And I told you all how a few months ago, I was leaving Walmart. And this lady had a bunch of roses and came up trying to give me one. Now, you all remember a few months ago, I reported to you how people were giving out these roses with this powdery substance in there. And when you sniff the rose, it makes you pass out. Okay? She comes up to my car, tapping all on the window, trying to hand me a rose. Honey, I let my window right on up. If you don't get your behind up out of here. Who's going around giving away free roses 9 times out of 10 just for no reason? Nah, I'm sorry. Don't try it. Okay? All right. RG Ty said, I remember that. Claudette said, I remember. Okay. Honey, please. Honey, sit down somewhere. Okay? You don't want this smoke. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's talk about Nicholas Francis. This thug, this killer. Now, he took the life of this black man. And it just so happened that the black man's sister was doing a tutorial video. And she happened to catch it. So let's get into it. Now, this is all so crazy. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Nicholas Francis. So let's talk about it. Says a great man was slain. White Maryland man guns down neighbor execution style. Shocking incident partially captured on video, according to police. So the authorities charged a white Baltimore man with murder after he confessed to the tragic killing of his next door neighbor. As aspiring black boxer, this was an aspiring black boxer who won a National Golden Gloves title just last month as one of the top amateur fighters in the country. I want you all to pay attention. This man had his whole life ahead of him. Now, why did this man kill him? Well, he was probably a whole hater. But let's continue. Nicholas Francis Xavier Griot, age 36, was ordered held without bond on charges of first and second degree murder in the shooting death of 27-year-old Isaiah Olugbemi on June 17th. This man must have been Nigerian. Whenever you hear an African whose name starts with Olu, that's always a Nigerian. Now, Giro, whatever his name is, has been jailed at the Jennifer Road Detention Center since the day after Olugbemi Olugbemi was gunned down in front of his house in Odenton. This is also sad. Handsome young man, too. Now, they go on to say that Giro confessed to the killing during an interview with Anne Arundel police on June 18th, according to officials. Now, Olugbemi was standing outside his residence when the gunman walked up to him and opened fire in cold blood. You mean to tell me they didn't even have an altercation? He just walked up and did it? In another tragic twist, the victim's sister, Maryland social media creator Rebecca Olugbemi, was filming a live makeup tutorial with her microphone when her microphone picked up the crackle of gunfire that killed her brother just outside her window. The deadly blast erupted around 9:45 p.m. just as Rebecca Olugbemi was demonstrating skincare products on camera, as shown in a snippet posted on the platform X by an NBC Washington reporter. Oh, this is all so sad and crazy, honey. Let me just go to the clip. This is all crazy. See, this is why I did that song, Haters. This is exactly the kind of bullshit I'm talking about right here. I'm not even trying to be funny. This is exactly what I be talking about, you all. Y'all heard that amount of gunshots? Just walked up and did that? Unprovoked? What is that all about besides a whole racist hater? This is all crazy, honey. I absolutely cannot. I absolutely cannot. So with that all being said, let me continue. Black folk, we are at war. I don't know if y'all know it or not. It's us against everybody. Pay attention. We have no allies. That's the young man right there. Rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. This is all very sad. Now, it goes on to say that moments later, she was shocked to learn that these were the same shots that killed her brother. She said he always looked out for everyone and made sure that everyone was good. I just want them to know. And he was just a hard worker. Anything that he wanted, he went after it. On the night of the shooting, police were called to the corner of Meadow Mist Way and Stehik Drive in Arlington, where they found Olugbemi mortally wounded but still breathing after he was shot more than a dozen times. Ooh, honey, this is absolutely infuriating. Paramedics tried to save the bullet-riddled fighter, but he was pronounced dead on arrival at the University of Maryland Medical Center in Baltimore. This is all so damn egregious. According to court papers, police recovered 9mm cartridges at the crime scene. A judge in Anne Arundel County scheduled Giro's first hearing for July the 17th in Annapolis District Court, where the suspect is expected to enter a plea. Investigators obtained surveillance footage from around the crime scene showing a white man, later identified as Giro, approaching Olugbemi with a handgun, firing multiple times and fleeing, leaving Olugbemi crumpled on the pavement in a pool of blood. So he just walked up to this man, standing outside in front of his own darn residence, and shot him at least a dozen times and then ran from the scene. This was absolutely unprovoked. The motive had to be hatred. Now, police have not revealed a possible motive for the killing. A hate crime. That's what it is. They better charge him with a hate crime. Okay, but relatives suggest that an ongoing beef between Olugbemi and Giro culminated with last week's fatal shooting. Oh, so there was an ongoing beef. Now, the victim's brother, Abraham Olugbemi, told station WJZ that Giro lived next door to Isaiah Olugbemi and alleged that Giro had threatened to shoot him on at least one or two other occasions this year, once in January and again in June. Now, I'm sorry, hold up. First of all, This is exactly why I would have been strapped every time I went somewhere, and I would have gone to the police and gotten a restraining order and at least reported. See, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something right now. Like my grandmother always told me, the minute someone threatens you to do physical harm, to take your life or any of that, you go and file a warrant on them with the police. So if you have to take them out to save yourself, it's already on the record. It's already on the record, okay? Because at the end of the day, you have to defend yourself. He should have already reported this to the police. I would have been reported Hunter from the first time he said something. Because when people make those type of threats, I take them serious. Someone comes up to me and tells me they're going to shoot me, I'm going to take them serious. I'm going to take them seriously. I'm not going to sit there and think, oh, they're just saying that because they're mad. No, I'm going to take you at your word. Because for you to say it out of your mouth, that's something you already thought about and something that you clearly want to do. But let me continue. So goes on to say that the victim's brother said they had gotten into altercations in January and June, and he threatened his brother's life. Now, the prosecutor characterized the shooting as an execution, recounting how Giro unloaded between 6 to 14 shots at Olugbemi before pausing briefly and then pumping another 3 bullets into the man as he lay defenseless on the ground. Dirty devil. Olugbemi was quickly making a name for himself on the local boxing circuit and was planning to turn professional by the end of the year, according to the owner of the Anne Arundel County Gym, where he trained 3 times a day and became an inspiration to many young fighters. That dude was jealous. That's probably why they were beefing in the first place, because he was a whole hater. I just want you to pay attention. Now, a friend said that Olugbemi would bring his 2-year-old son to the gym to show him the ropes. They say, I just want people to know that my brother was a great father, a great man. This is what Daniel Olugbemi told NBC Washington. He just wanted to be nothing but a great boxer. Olugbemi won his latest amateur bout on June the 15th, just a few days ago. That's a damn shame. Just a couple of days before he was slain. And in May, he took home a coveted Golden Gloves championship trophy following a national competition in Washington, D.C. This dirty devil was a hater. That's what he was. I want y'all to pay attention. He was a whole damn hater. That's what he was. Rest in peace to this man. This is so sad. This is absolutely so sad. Let's look at some of his videos. Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm on his Instagram page. Hold on.
Nigga, it's live, fool. What the fuck? But like, what do you want me? Like, interview?
We need Marco.
Yeah, so how you feeling, bro?
Marco Romero.
Bro, stop, bro.
Just a whole ass hater. That's what he was. That's what he was. Just a whole hater. At the end of the day, it's no denying it. Why else would he have done it? Anyway, let me get out the subject before I make my head hurt, honey. Okay? With that, I've been saying condolences to him again. Rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. Very sad. Now, on to other news. Let's talk about it. So, you all know last night, y'all had me on here, you know, past my bedtime almost, talking about the food crisis and the things and how they're weaponizing food against us, allegedly, because that's what it seems like. But listen, Governor Ron DeSantis has outlawed lab-grown meat in Florida. Yeah, they can't come to Florida with that BS. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Governor DeSantis has outlawed lab-grown meat. They need to do that everywhere. Okay? That's what they need to do everywhere. Please pay attention. Another thing I think I forgot to tell you guys last night is that when you go out to purchase your fruits and vegetables, and you know how they have that little number on there with the barcode and all of that stuff, if it starts with a 4, you might not want to purchase it, because that's where some of the hybrids, they have the 4-digit number starts with a 4, like 4011 on those hybrid bananas. Yeah, okay. Please pay attention. Organic foods, however, will tend to have a 5-digit number that usually will start with a 9. Okay, so that's just FYI. But let's talk about this this lab-grown meat. Hold on, beloveds. Now, he actually signed this in May. I just heard about it. Hold on. Ron DeSantis bans global elite lab-grown meat. All right. This was reported in May. So Florida is fighting back against the global elite's plan to force the world to eat meat grown in a petri dish or bugs. Sorry, my alarm's going off. Goes on to say that the first in the nation law prohibits anyone from selling or distributing lab-grown meat in Florida. Similar efforts are underway in Alabama, Arizona, and Tennessee. Okay, Atlanta, where y'all at? Please pay attention. Now, lab-grown or cultivated meat was first cleared for consumption in the U.S. in 2022. The process of making cultivated meat involves extracting cells from an animal, which are then fed with nutrients such as proteins, sugars, and fats. The end product is genetically indistinguishable from traditionally produced meat. Okay, studies have suggested that eating cultivated meat can cut carbon emissions and water usage and free up land for nature compared to eating traditionally produced. Let me tell y'all something. You see how they try to wrap it up in a nice little cute bow and hand it to you like it's a gift, like they're doing us a freaking favor? Why don't they eat it? Why don't they eat the lab-grown meat? Okay, do themselves a favor. Don't give it to us. Now, the World Economic Forum, an international non-governmental organization in Switzerland, has for years touted lab-grown meat as an efficient and environmentally friendly way to produce food and feed a rapidly growing population globally. It has also promoted insect farming as a credible and alternative protein source. So we're supposed to eat bugs now? Yeah, okay. Lobbyists for edible insects have launched a campaign asking the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, to add mealworms, crickets, protein powder, and other insect products to the agency's database of safe ingredients. Now, I want you all to pay attention because they're sitting here talking about some damn ingredients, okay? They're talking about ingredients. So that means to say that, oh, they're going to put this bullshit in your food. Mealworms, crickets, in protein powder, or crickets protein powder is what they're saying. So they're getting protein powder from the crickets. What are they doing? Killing the crickets and, grinding them into dust and then putting them in stuff and other insect products to the agency's database of safe ingredients. This is all sick and disgusting. Okay, I won't be eating anything, all right, from now on. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go on a hunger strike. Pay attention. This is all sick. These unconventional food sources have become fodder for the U.S. culture wars. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene made headlines 2 years ago after she insinuated the government was monitoring whether Americans were eating fake meat grown in a petri dish. Y'all know I'm lying. I'm clearly not going to go on a hunger strike. But at the end of the day, I tell you what, I'm not going to be eating meat. They're going to miss me with it, right? At an event on Wednesday announcing the new law, Mr. DeSantis said he was fighting against an ideology that ultimately wants to eliminate meat production in the U.S. and around the globe. In the state of Florida, they say we've put down the marker very early, and we stand with agriculture. We stand with the cattle ranchers. Now, Florida Commissioner of Agriculture Wilton Simpson applauded the legislation as a tremendous step in the right direction. Florida is taking a tremendous step in the right direction by signing first in the nation legislation banning lab-grown meat. But the move was also supported by an unlikely supporter of Mr. DeSantis, which is Senator John Fetterman, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, saying, "It pains me deeply to agree with Mr. DeSantis." This is what he wrote. He said, "But I co-signed this." Listen, I'm telling you like this. It pains me deeply too, because I cannot stand Governor DeSantis. But in this case, he's absolutely right. Atlanta needs to follow suit. Now, they say Good Meat, a cultivated meat company, which shows that it is the first in the world to sell lab-grown meat, wrote on X, also known as Twitter, that it was disappointed by the Florida law. I bet you are disappointed. Okay, now in a state that purportedly prides itself on being a land of freedom and individual liberty, its government is now telling consumers what meat they can or cannot purchase, it said. Let me tell y'all something. No, that's not what they're doing. They're telling their people that you don't have to be subjected to eating fake meat that was grown so disgustingly in a petri dish like bacteria. Okay, please pay attention. And I want to tell you all something else for those of you who eat at KFC. You know, I heard years ago that allegedly KFC was growing those chickens, you know, to get them real big and plump, pumping them full of steroids. And in some cases, they didn't even have heads. Now, that's what somebody who worked for KFC allegedly said. Okay? That sounds like lab grown to me. So how long has this really been going on? And they also said that's why it's no longer called Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's called KFC because it really ain't chicken. Now, hey, that's just allegations. I can't substantiate it, but that's what I heard. Okay? So I have a whole lot of questions. Whew. Stacey said that Satan didn't want the venom in Florida either. Well, sometimes he has good sense. Now, in other news, somebody that used to work for Coca-Cola came out and exposed them. So let's get into that because all of this stuff is just crazy. This came out yesterday. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I don't drink Coca-Cola or any other soft drink.
For the Coca-Cola company, and he says he saw firsthand how the food and pharma industries rigged the system to their advantage. Haley Means is now the founder of TrueMed and joins me now. But before we get started, we just reached out to Coca-Cola a little while ago for comment, and we haven't heard back. So what do you have to tell us about what's going on inside Coca-Cola?
Well, first, Jesse, God bless you for paying attention and drawing attention to the most important issue in the world, which is that we're getting sicker, fatter, more depressed, more infertile because of food. 8 of the 10 leading causes of Americans today are directly tied to food, reversible by food. But we really are gaslighted from that fact, and it's because of a rigged system. And 3 particular levels I saw is that food companies directly pay medical groups. Coke has funneled millions of dollars, and the American Academy of Diabetes, the American Academy of Pediatrics, who said the American Nutrition Association, they've accepted millions of dollars from Coke. And what does that buy? When we have diabetes water, sugar consumption going up among children 100x in 100 years, we have silence from the American Diabetes Association on sugary drinks when 25% of teenagers now are pre-diabetic. They're also, as you've very aptly pointed out, research institutions. And what does that get? What is that 11 times more from food than the NIH? What does that get? It gets the doctors on the USDA nutrition guidelines. Right now, shamefully, and I believe this is the most shameful, violent policy in America, the USDA, our own government, says that a 2-year-old, it's okay for them to have 10% of their diet as added sugar. It's a systematic rigging of the institutions of trust. I mean, this is not complicated. And earlier in my career, I saw this. You know, unimpressive PR executives sit around conference rooms and ask, how do we rig? How do we gaslight people, you know, in an Orwellian way from not believing what's right in front of us? 80% of American adults are overweight or obese. 50% of adults have prediabetes or diabetes. We are being brought to our knees by preventable metabolic dysfunction. I think the real issue here, Jesse, as you alluded to, is pharma is standing silent, and the medical institutions are standing silent because they profit from people being sick, and they're getting sick because of food.
This guest used to work for the Coca-Cola company, and he says,
You all heard that craziness. This is what they're up to. Pay attention. This is all so nefarious. Now, I forgot to show you all the picture of the devil that killed that man. Hold on. Let me put him up on the screen real quick. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here he is right here. That's him right there, Nicholas Giro. Dirty devil. Just a whole hater. That all being said, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Now, I don't think I showed you all this video the other day. I had this video for a couple of days, and I clearly forgot to show it to you guys. Hold on. Let me see if this is it.
He does have a very nice figure. I've said that if...
Okay, this is a video of Donald Trump and Biden and the nefarious things that they say. I just want you all to pay attention.
Does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Okay, Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
If I weren't happily married, and, you know, her father.
My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Okay, I think I've seen enough of that foolishness, okay? And then there's another video I want to show you guys where they have this, you know how some mothers give birth and they don't want their children? And they've told them to drop them off at a fire department, you know, somewhere like that where it's safe. So now they have this thing called a baby box where the mothers can bring the children and put them in there and the box alerts authorities.
Go.
When a parent walks up to one of our Safe Haven baby boxes, all they have to do is walk up to the door, place their infant inside, shut the door, take the orange bag that has resources for the parent, and walk away. The box is already starting the process of alarming personnel. Sir. You got, there you go. 320.
Okay, I think that's an excellent idea, specifically because you have people like Brooke Schuyler Richardson, who murdered her baby that she had at home and no one knew she was pregnant. And you have people doing things like that and just leaving babies in dumpsters and all kinds of sick things. So I think that's a good idea. Okay, the child is going to be safe, and then, you know, it'll be given to someone, hopefully, who wants it. Now, let's look at this last video before I roll up out of here, honey. This is all nefarious. This black man was pulled over, I believe, and he says that the cop was stealing his money. Okay, the cop's sitting there saying that he didn't do it, but clearly looking guilty. Please pay attention. Looking hella guilty as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. We have 388 people in the chat, almost 400 people in chat. Please let the likes match the views. All right, thank you kindly.
There to find the money, but how you know for a fact that I'm right. Come here. Do you mind if I move? Come here. I'm not telling you. I want you to open it so you know that. Okay. Do you see anything?
No, yeah. Look, I'm not even gonna touch it. It's blue hundreds right here. It's all the blue hundreds are right there behind that receipt. Thank you. All that's my money. He didn't have that.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. Thank you. Thank you. All that's been recorded, right? That's my money. That's my money right there.
Sir, you've been watching me that whole time.
I seen you take it. I seen you crumble
Sir,
it up.
that is not me.
If I'm right, it's gonna be around $1,000. If I'm right, and like I told you, I just went to Wendy's. I seen you still.
No, sir.
If you don't mind, I just want to sit down so y'all don't try to say I'm consistent. I don't want to do nothing. All I know for a fact is I know what I know and I've seen it. I just wanted you guys to trust me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was just acting a little irate, but I'm perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to expose
that
you.
That is not me, bud.
Brother, I just seen you steal my money. It was no reason to pop my rubber band, brother. There was no reason for me to pop my rubber band off my money.
I didn't pop your rubber band off your money.
I heard it. Me and you just spoke about it. You heard him agree to it when I first got it. I said, I heard you did rubber band. You said, oh, I had to do something. It's okay. It's okay. I know. I just witnessed here today. Mr. Chapman went in my money. He separated my money. He was trying to steal it, and I caught him. He put it in between his legs, and as his colleagues approached me, he worked it towards the door. He tried to make it seem like I was lying. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in full custody of these officers. I'm being detained. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any problems. I'm not armed. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just pulled over for a traffic stop. He just tried to steal some of my money.
Okay, we're hearing you, but there's no need to say all of
No,
that.
I was just looking at the camera. No, I just know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to cause.
My camera's on the entire time. All right,
yes,
so
ma'am.
let's take it down a notch.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. I'm
We're
so
good
sorry.
here. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. So what are we gonna do about this problem? Because he just tried to steal some of my money.
Sir,
And I'm not trying to put any allegations on him. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not using my words like to try to hurt anybody. I just know what I know. And then I don't even like the fact, but I know you guys have like special protocol. I don't even like the fact that he just tried to steal and nobody like stood up for him. You feel what I'm saying? Like nobody was like, okay.
Nobody saw anything
but I
that you were
seen
saying,
everything.
but nobody saw anything that you said.
I appreciate it, Mr. Morris. You his sergeant.
Yes, he is my sergeant.
Sir, I have 20/20 and I can read. I remember when you called him out. I can tell you everything he said to you. Perfect timing. This was perfect. Perfect that you called me out this time because you didn't know the protocol to how a federal warrant was supposed to be taken care of. Correct and incorrect.
That's correct. That's the reason why I called him out to ask.
But you just separate. Whoa. So what was the purpose of you separating my money while you gave her money while you just watched her count my money out in full? Because you just wasted you wasted an evidence pool. Because now she has to rewrite a totally different number. So if I would have agreed to the number that I didn't know when she asked me, then I would have been like ridiculed or seen as.
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself. I'm not going to play the whole thing because he's just going back and forth with them. But nonetheless, now he knows that he stole that man's money. Okay? Claudette said, lying, so nefarious. Okay? Miss J said, I'm glad he spoke up. April said, unbelievable. Honey, it's not unbelievable to me. Do you all remember a few years ago, I reported that story where the nefarious Officer Brad was caught. He was busted. There was an elderly man who was having a heart attack. And he let that man lay there and die. Didn't try to resuscitate him or anything. He let that man die, honey, and then went in that man's wallet and stole $2,400. That's what he did. $2,400, so you're going to let this man die so you can have his money? That's what he did. April said them cops are sneaky. Yeah, some of them absolutely are. Okay, that's a darn shame. And so I find it all egregious. I find it all so egregious, including nefarious, beloveds. Please pay attention. With that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. April said he stole it. Of course he did. Of course he did. And the other cops knew he stole it too. That's why they were like, calm down. He wasn't being irate. Calm down for what? He wasn't even hyped up. He was talking in a calm tone. He was just explaining to them what happened. Okay? Trying to be so slick and sly, honey. This is all nefarious. With that all being said, everyone please like and share. Thank you for tuning in once again. Don't forget to Tune into the spiritual channel if you follow that channel to see your spiritual vitamins at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, tomorrow is Trivia Fridays. With that all being said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got